Hello and welcome to You Belong to the Dead. This is a visual novel about a toxic, eerie relationship between a mad scientist and a spectral lover who haunts the living. That's about all I know, so let's get into it. What makes a body? Pretty straightforward question with an equally straightforward answer. Body usually consists of a head, a torso, 2 arms, an abdomen, and 2 legs. What about inside it? Inside the body, well, it'd have a brain, 2 eyes, lungs, intestines, nerves, blood, a heart. Some might even argue a soul. Didn't believe in souls or spiritually or anything like that before. Maybe it's better to say I just didn't think about it enough to ever consider it to be real. Have my nose in too many biology books to worry about something as far-fetched as ghosts. However, Sinclair was always full of surprises. It's cold. It's always cold. Leaves on the trees only just started to change to the shade of red that reminds me of you. I know you hate the comparison, but I keep hoping that maybe the thought will help warm me up. But it doesn't. It never does. I've just finished my final observations of a nearby building. Reach over to my bag and pull out my notebook. I thumb through it until I find today's date. 10 crossed out, 20 crossed out. Schedule and notes. 4 o'clock. Walk around the lake. Nothing of note today. No further thoughts. 7:30. Finalize list of materials. All necessary materials have been written down. All additional materials are stocked and accounted for in the lab. 9:30. Finalize list of prospective gathering points. Check the surrounding area once more before tonight. Hospital, no change in security schedule. Blind spot still in play. Science facility, no change in passcodes. Stolen badge still works. 11 o'clock. Freezer's day in the lab. Don't forget, don't be late. 2100. Begin search. Sense of dread overcomes me. I looked to my watch to check the time. It's 10:58. Ah, fuck, I forgot again. I pick up my notebook and start heading towards my lab. I shouldn't have been so engrossed in my observations. Maybe I should have done it after Teresa's arrival. I really forgot I asked her to come today specifically. Oh, Estella. I was about to call you. I thought you might have fallen asleep or something. Teresa's a student that Laura asked me to hire temporarily. She only comes in some days for a few hours to help, organize some things around the lab, but that's all. Apparently she needs hands-on experience for a degree. I can't remember. Or maybe overthrow us in our evil schemes. Good morning to you as well. No, I just lost track of time. Shit, my bad. Good morning. I give her a small nod and we head inside. Oh my god, that's so cute. I have to say I really like the art style of this game and just the general UI as well. It's actually really cool. Never seen a visual novel do this before, and I'm definitely digging it. Looks the same as it always does. Messy. I'm used to it by now. But she isn't. You know, one of these days you're gonna have to clean up around here. I'm aware. I made my desk and set down my bag. I can feel Teresa's watching me. She's waiting for an assignment. She even feels more antsy than usual. Well, that makes sense, considering what today is. Teresa, can you tell me what's on the agenda today? You're starting a big project or something, right? That's right. Going to need your help with it. Lots of prep work to do. You can count on me, boss. I have to do it. I have it all ready before tonight. Excellent. Extremely crucial that everything is perfect for tonight. Teresa gives me a quick nod before shuffling off to another part of the lab. Take this moment to sit at my desk and release a sigh I've been holding on to. Then I feel a presence. Can't help the smile that crawls on my lips. You're late again. I spin my chair around to face her, Sinclair. Oh, hi. Ethereal, luminescent, never so breathtaking Sinclair. My Sinclair. Why were you late this time? Finishing my rounds of inspection. Can never be too careful after all. So you're really going through with it? Well, of course I am. This is for you. Told you I didn't want this. And I told you that I do. 'Cause I miss you. I need you. Be a silence passes. Expression doesn't change. Don't you miss me? Of course I do. Then you understand. You should be more excited. Why should I be excited for what you're about to do? Stella, I'd be happy if you moved. I told you to stop saying that. Another beat passes. Feel the room drop a bit in temperature. Expression changes. You never listen to me. Because you're not making any sense. Surely you don't understand why you'd be happier staying dead than being with me. Dead should stay dead, Stella. Worried about what this will do to you. Do to me? What about you being gone? Have you thought about what that has done to me? Third beat of silence. Neither of us want to back down. Yet Sinclair sighs. I never could change your mind. Wait. But she doesn't. Just as I try to reach for her, she vanishes completely. As if she was never here at all. It's so strange. No matter how many times she's visited me, still can't get over how the only sound in the room is that of my own breathing and nothing else. I hate it. I prepared for this. Worked hard for this. Tirelessly and endlessly. Desperately. Sinclair, did you know? The smallest moments when sleep would catch me, I only ever saw your face. Never said a word, didn't move an inch. Only ever stared. Your eyes pierced through me as if I tried my best to reach for you. To touch you. To be with you. Then I'd wake up. Isn't that cruel? Felt so close, but forever out of my reach because you left me here. It's just unfair. I don't care if you don't want me to do this. I don't care if the stars, the universe, or even gods themselves that want to trap you and keep you away from me. I'm bringing you back home. Bringing you back to me. There's no turning back now. From my bag, I pull out my notebook and open it from a tabbed section. In here, see the drawn interior maps and notes I wrote for 2 possible harvesting locations tonight. Yeah. Of course, you can't bring back a life without having to take one away as well. Hospital or the science facility. Were I to pick the hospital, that would solidify my choice in reviving Sinclair by human means. Hospital does in fact have a surgery section where they store various parts and organs that would be ideal for this experiment. Of course, I can't be greedy and take everything at once, let alone from one location. Draw too much attention. Even with the security schedule memorized and the blind spots from the cameras I've discovered, I need to be careful as possible. Were I to pick the science facility, that would solidify my choice in reanimating Sinclair by mechanical means. The facility in question does have the materials I require, even more that I would prove useful for this experiment. On the other hand, I would have just as cautious with my movements and what I gather. Thankfully, the facility's passcodes haven't changed out of rotation. The badge I request still unlocks necessary areas for my search. Both options are plausible. I sat on the decision the last few weeks, analysing every possible advantage and disadvantage each would bring. But now, I've never been more sure on which path I must take. Take a deep breath. Okay, I didn't realise I could choose one, because I did see on the right there, but I guess we're going to the hospital then. Whoops. I wanted to go to the hospital anyway, so... Many lives have ended here. Many lives have been saved with what arrhythmic goes on inside these walls. I tell you this, my moon, life will be saved. To even entertain the idea of the opposite is unthinkable. Theft of someone's skin holds no moral weight in my mind. I know it is for a righteous cause. The intended recipient will survive without it. One day, Sinclair, I hope you will forgive me for these transgressions. Even if you do not, I will persist. Welcome to the Elizabeth Evans Memorial Hospital. Are you eating in or dining out? What do you mean by that? Weird. Is this a cafe or... Excuse me? Just a joke. Oh, okay. Life is always so serious all the time, and a person needs a little levity, you know? This place is a hospital. It's supposed to be serious. Yeah, that's not my fault. So, what are you here for? She drove me to where the transplants are performed. My girlfriend was in an accident. Well, normally I just direct you to the waiting room, but you really care for her, don't you? Yes, I do. I'll draw you a map, then. You get caught though, don't mention me, okay? I really need this job. Thank you. Hospital is a maze. A labyrinth of hallways and unmarked doors. BPM of heart rate monitors and moans of the injured echoing off the pristine floors. Occasionally I run into a doctor, but my luck is enough to convince them that I belong here. I don't, of course. I don't have enough of an ego to claim that I'm nothing like these doctors. But I merely struggle in vain to stave off death. I seek to reclaim you from it. Not mad, not yet. Perhaps. My moon, do you think me a mad woman yet? You are my better half, my voice of reason. I'll admit, without you, I feel all sense of lost. Pale shade which bears your face in my memory would attempt to dissuade me, but here I am, still taking the skin, all for you. It's heavier than I thought it would be, in this refrigerated box. Suppose you don't notice how much your skin weighs until when it's with you all the time. Perhaps I'm taking too much. That's safe than sorry, I suppose. Any spare skin can simply be redonated to the hospital. But first, I have to get out of here. Matter of following the map backwards and not drawing any unwanted attention. Hey, what are you doing back here? Well, we met our first obstacle. Shit. As fast as I can, just getting on the freshly polished floor. Not give up now. No one else so close. I will not fail you. The crash behind me and someone screaming in pain. I don't stop. You knew out of the river sticks, and I will not look back. Burst out of the building panting like a dog. It was the last time I ran that fast. I was going a mile a minute. I can feel the adrenaline rushing through me. I feel like every cell in my body is vibrating, screaming, breathing. I feel alive. Soon so will you. By the time I get back to the lab, my heart has come down a little. Don't have any time to waste though. Claire deserves better than to be made to wait. You're back. Of course I am. I got skin for you. Skin? For me? After I told you to let this go. Yes, after I told you I was doing this regardless. Right, of course. Where did you get the skin from? I took it from the hospital. It was already donated. Stealing from a hospital isn't much better. You need it just as much as anyone else. No, I don't. I'm dead. Why can't you just accept that? Because you don't have to be. You shouldn't be. You should be here with me. There's something going on. I heard yelling. Oh, Estella, you're back. Yes, I am. Is everything alright? That's the skin you need, right? Yeah, I'm worried not. It was donated. Humane. Are you sure you're okay? Just what I need. Another person is psychoanalyzing me. I'm fine. Nothing to concern yourself with. I'm fine. Perfectly fine. Oh, be even better once I bring Sinclair back. Let's just make sure the skin is compatible. If you say so. Preparation for the experiment is quiet and excruciating. Teresa tries to make small talk once or twice, but I have nothing to say. Can't tell she realizes how important this is. She tries to lighten the mood or is just that unaware to it all. Yeah, this works one step closer to getting Sinclair back. Or it doesn't and this has all been for nothing. What do you say in the face of that? Oh, that one defining moment of truth. So much hangs in the balance. How is supposed to act like this is normal? Like nothing is wrong? What of you, of all people, would understand? You were the only one who ever did. Yet you insist on refusing my help. Do you really expect me to just give up on you like that? If you were in my place, would you give up on me too? Boss, you're good? Everything's ready. Yes, let's begin. Okay, that's everything. Did it work? I just can't bring myself to look. Till now, this was all purely hypothetical. There's never any chance for me to fail. Now, though, I steel myself. I won't be able to get anything done if I'm too afraid to face the consequences of a possible failure. Look at my handiwork. Perfect stitch. Doesn't appear to have any immediate rejection symptoms. So it worked. That's our cheer, which turns into peals of laughter. Never doubted you for a second, Estella. Touched me on the back in celebration. I was so smiling with relief. I didn't fail you. Thank you, Teresa. Don't celebrate too much. We're still far from done. Come on, boss, you did good. Why not celebrate a little? How can I celebrate when she's still here, watching? I feel her eyes on me. I feel her disapproval. I want to celebrate prematurely, that's all. When she's with us again, I'll promise I'll celebrate. Her eyes in my arms. I told you again last night. It was our first big fight. There had been skulls before, petty disagreements, but this was the first real argument. It's 1 week, Estella. Just one. Why is it such an issue? It's 1 week with your family. They don't like me. Like you just fine, Star. Sister stares daggers at me every time we meet. Father all but said that if I distract you and ruin your future with the family business, he would feed me to the pigs. Both like that with everyone. Which I told you about beforehand. You just don't listen. Being unreasonable and stubborn. Too caught up in your own head sometimes. It's frustrating to talk to you like this. If I frustrate you so much, go without me. Spend time with them and away from my stubbornness. You'll even get some work done. We won't both win. Unbelievable. I can't. Fine. Whatever. You win. See you later then. You ended up staying with your family for a whole month. I don't think we've ever spent that much time away from each other before. It all seems so stupid in retrospect. Tell your sister at your funeral, she hung me so hard, I thought I might snap in half. What your father made was sterile. It was laughable, really. I think you would have liked that about it. You're right. I shouldn't have been so resistant. Didn't deserve to lose you. I need to give them a chance to see you again. Need to see you again. Feel the office crawls into my nostrils, somehow both stinging as Cedric and cloying sweet at the same time. Smell of my own sweat mixed with the redolence of an abandoned factory. Smell of my own grave tinted with that faint taste of hope. Mixing metaphors. This is what grief does to a woman. From outside the room, I hear someone knocking on the door, startling me with my Riviere. Full awareness of my surroundings comes rushing back. Hand-scrawled lab notes drawn out in front of me from days of observation. Skin grafts appearing largely successful, but still. Another series of knocks, and a voice, kind of rough familiarity to it. Boss, you good in there? Been knocking for like a minute. This is absurd. It's been almost 30 seconds. I'm fine. Come in, it's unlocked. Boss, you gonna come out today? Gotta eat and all that. Assure you that my eating habits are still well within acceptable parameters. No breaks are concerned at least for a while. Teresa has proven to be a perfectly capable assistant thus far. Besides, I don't need Laura hearing from Teresa how insensitive I may have been towards her. Got me there, boss. What's the word on the sheets? I know a small laugh as she gestures down at the papers in front of me. I didn't know better. Today she was trying to lighten the mood. It appears that the body hasn't rejected the transplant yet, which I should know is of paramount importance when navigating such a difficult project. Yeah, boss, that's the thing. I was kind of wondering what was next and all. Like, did she gotta worry about necro something? Searching for the right word. Rough around the fridges, but her mind is sharpened to the fine edges of a razor. Necrotic tissue, yes. Longer wait, less effective my efforts to preserve the body. Even the healthiest tissue cannot be held indefinitely. The cells will begin to die beyond repair. Thus your point is taken and noted. Time is of the utmost importance. Sound of my phone pulls my attention away from our conversation. I offer a quick apology as I tend to fish it out from the mass of paperwork on my desk. When I see who the message is from, I open it immediately. Hey Starshine, been a minute, hope you're okay. Haven't checked in so long, please tell me you're okay. Can't help but laugh that escapes after I read the message. Send a quick response back so she doesn't worry. Maybe I'll call her later too. Hello Laura, I am fine. Sorry for not checking in sooner. Caught up in lab work. Talk to you soon. Teresa, why don't you take a long lunch today? Be back by 6 o'clock sharp, okay? Sharp as a scalpel, boss. First, Moxley turns to leave the office to do whatever she does in her time off. Before she goes, there was a brief pause. Silence that fills with something that feels a lot like pity. I'd be lying if I'd said it didn't make my skin crawl. Hey, boss. Are you, okay? I'll be fine, Teresa. You're free to go for now. But don't forget, there's yet work to be done. The shape of the hospital building looms above me once more, jutting out against the cloudy sky like some monument to man's hubris. Every scrap of thought, man's hubris. This building is nothing more than a pile of bricks and concrete, given meaning only by the lies that started and ended within. As a woman of science, I cannot afford such whimsy right now. Pragmatically speaking, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I happen to know that the vast majority of the staff in the morgue take their lunch around now. Phone chimes from my pocket. Not the quick chirp of my text notification, but the insistent blare of my ringtone. Remind me that I forgot to silence it earlier. First name on the screen, one of only 2 people I might actually pick up the phone for. I was currently splitting her time between the netherworld and a slab. Hello, Laura. Oh shoot, you actually picked up. I was worried. Oh, no need to worry. I'm just working. Working? Really, Starshine? Every time we talk, that's what you tell me. So either you're lying, which it really isn't your style, or you burn yourself out, which super is your style. Look, Laura, I'm moving forward. I'd make a joke about a style of a straight line, but I'm a little fried right now, so it's not coming to me. Okay, because you sound awful. Nice to know your sense of humor is still as stale as ever, at least. Guilty. Look, I have something I really need to be doing right now. Promise I'll call you back later, okay? Promise? You said it yourself, lying isn't really my style. Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that one. Love you. Love you too. As soon as the call ends, I turn my phone off and slip it back into my pocket. Can't afford distractions right now. Can't afford to be noticed more than absolutely necessary. Can't afford to fail. My experience, the morgue is typically a fairly quiet place. Like the rest of the hospital, the patients here are a bit of a reticent side of things. Leads itself to a somber mood and inclines the staff to avoid gossip whenever possible. Fortunately, I hear voices nearby. I'm telling you, the worst pile-ups you've ever seen. And to pull this one out of the wreckage. That's disgusting. The whole lower half is... I know, right? You see some crazy stuff down here. Come by more often. Stuff I could show you. Of course the morgue wouldn't be empty, even if most of the staff are out to eat. After all, you can't leave things unattended. Some unsavory character might show up to pick the bodies apart. I mean, maybe we could just get coffee sometime? No offense, but you know I work in the ER, right? I see plenty of this stuff every day. Right. I mean, I was more thinking something like that anyway. This is painful. Standing here, breathing in the smell of antiseptic that cloaks any trace of natural decay. Listening to these two awkwardly stumble their way around something that only faintly approaches flirting. But still, something they said intrigues me. What they were talking about. Something that might be worth a look. Body is as fresh as it sounds. Do we approach the employees or continue to the morgue? I don't think it would be good to talk to the employees. Fantasy is already suspicious enough. After last week, the idea of continuing to push my luck is unwise. Exactly. After all, I can't do a thing to help Sinclair if I'm locked up for desecration of a corpse. Logical part of my mind stated, I walk down the corridor towards the back of the morgue. One side of is the autopsy room, and on the other side a room full of bodies. Chill runs up and down my arms as I walk into the room. While my experience is this kind of environment has largely been informal, it doesn't take long to locate the paper copy of the logbook. Hopefully they kept it up to date. Mine starts back when I was a girl. Looking through a scientific supply catalogue, finding out what I could need for all the hypothetical experiments I had floating around in my mind. But the exercise is a practical one now. I need to find a cadaver that will be relatively compatible with Sinclair's frame and multi-skeletal structure. I will likely only have one shot at getting this right. The outcome of failure is significantly more costly than accidentally ordering the wrong concentration of hydrochloric acid. Most of the persons present themselves and are dismissed offhand. 2 viable cadavers are in storage here. Roughly the right size, roughly equal to their general qualities. Seems that one has been kept on ice, as it were, in cold storage for a while. The other has been left out for some indeterminate amount of time. No optimal storage condition, but given I was able to walk right in here at lunchtime, perhaps in character. Yeah, I reckon the cadaver on ice, because at least we know that's been preserved. Section is a metaphorical catalogue duly underlined. Move the cadaver from storage and shift it to a nearby gurney for transport. Quickly trip across the hall finds me in the room set aside for conducting autopsies. The grim work can begin in earnest. Claire, that was the first time I held your hand. The way that you reached out and brushed your fingers against mine. I just weighed them with my own and sat there, not looking at each other. Still hear the pounding of my heart in my ears. also a blush creeping onto my cheeks. Found that in time, both our fingers grew more confident. We grew more confident. Perhaps one day we could tend to the calibration of your new limbs together. Well, back to the lab alone. Sinclair's new arm safely tucked away in the insulated bag I brought along. One piece closer to making right what went wrong. By the time I make it to the lab, Teresa is already there waiting for me. Quick check on my phone reveals that it's already 6:30 in the evening. Looks like Laura sent me another message too. Something to attend to later. Hey boss, how'd it go? Got an arm that I believe will be suitable. We should get to work sooner rather than later. Right, before the necro what's it happens. You got your shit all set, boss. Just say the word. He wasn't kidding about it. Everything is lined up neatly. The operating area of the lab is clean and well organized. Claire's body is laying there on the table, prepared exactly to my specifications. Thank you, Teresa. You did well. Let's scrub up. Human body is a collection of muscles, bones, tendons, and ligaments is truly fascinating. Organic armature that allows us to literally grab each other by the hand and proclaim that we are alive. Stand up in the face of mortality and say, "Not today, death." See, we set the joint in its socket and ensured a proper fit. Some minor adjustments. Pick a compatible subject, of course, to fit with Sinclair's frame. Look down at the way her body curves and flows, the way that the muscles ripple one into the other. Imagine what it would look like to see her alive again. Feel those muscles ripple against my own. Feel the hot flush underneath my cheeks, a strange sense of someone looking at me. What's next, boss? See from the interior. First, reattaching the blood vessels and nerves. Then moving on to the outer layers until we finally reattach the skin. It's well into the night by the time we finish. I could do this faster shortly, but I take the time to reattach the nerves such that Sinclair should hopefully have full sensation in her arm. Colour isn't quite a perfect match, but it's close. Nothing a bit of makeup or long sleeves won't cover up. I believe this is us finished. Oh, Stella, that's some tight stitching. No way it was Scar. You can only hope. Now, we should get her back into the storage and clean up. Hey boss, if you don't mind me asking, where did you get this arm from? Oh my god's clench up inside me. I could ever that had been holding on ice. Seemed well preserved. Look down the lines of stitching, checking for any signs of fault in my work. Even with the cadaver held for some indeterminate amount of time, seems to be taking well enough. Perhaps not the optimal solution, but it should serve perfectly well with the proper course of antibiotics and care. Teresa stifles a yawn, putting the back of her gloved hand to her mouth. Still, I'm fucking beat. You good to start cleaning up, or? Yes, in fact, Teresa, why don't you head home for the night? I'm more than capable of organizing the lab. I could use the chance to be alone with my thoughts. I like to read Teresa, of course. Not the cleaning, simple routine of it. More an opportunity to escape from my thoughts than to spend time with them. Then 2 hours scrubbing the lab down after putting Sinclair back into storage. 2 hours where I could focus on nothing but the brush and on the steel and the smell of antiseptic in the air. Kind of bliss I once found in my work. But all throughout, the feeling of being watched. I can tell you there, Sinclair. We can talk if you want. Nothing but the quiet hum of my laboratory equipment. Fine. Soon enough. As I go to turn off the lights and leave for the night, it hits me. I'd forgotten that Laura sent me a text earlier. Hey, just want to check in on you again. Know you're a big girl and you gotta do what you gotta do, but starshine. I'll worry about you, okay? Just make sure you're resting and don't work too hard. I'm here if you want to talk. A smile crosses my face. Laura has always been the most solid of the three of us. One that could see the world beyond the tunnel vision gaze on my work. Sinclair's need to push herself. All this is over. Sinclair is back. We need to get together like we used to. We could go to that bar in the city that I took Sinclair to once. I would drink and forget that any of this happened. I can still feel her gaze on the back of my neck. A judgment there, I think. When she had the opportunity to reap the benefits of my good work, perhaps then. Soon enough, my moon. Soon enough. Keep dreaming about you, you know. Product of an unhealthy obsession, some would say. Inability to properly grieve. To move towards turning you into a memory. Only in my dreams do I have the level of insight. That there were, I remember one of our last fights. You had stepped outside for air, said you needed a moment to think. Walked up to you, got back towards me. Somehow you knew I was there. Didn't I say not to follow me? Told you I would be right back. Just think, you're making this more than it is. I know what I'm doing. Turned you to face me, that was worse. There's something in your face, not anger. Anger I could handle. More like, I don't know. There were tears in your eyes, glistening in the light trickling out from the lab. Bitter jewels. I don't want to argue this with you. You know so much more about all of this. I know that you're running yourself ragged. It's going to lead to mistakes. Mistakes that you damn well will get you hurt. He was right. Of course she had been right. Hey, look. I know I have a tendency to push myself. This experiment is important. I'll not be the kind of thing that I can just leave for a few days and come back to. I mean, I'm sorry. Promised I would try to rest more. Yeah, after we brought it back to life. It's cold again today. Wind cuts across me like a surgeon's blade, but I barely notice it. The only thing I can hold in my mind right now is that I'm running out of time. Still so much to be done. Delicate installation of a replacement for Sinclair's right eye, a crucial matter of a new heart. Easily weeks worth of work ahead of me, but I don't have that time. Body can't hold on much longer. In spite of my best effort, I can tell that Sinclair's body is starting to succumb to the ravages of decay. Tissue were fully revitalized and the blood circulating once more, the matter would be settled, but I can feel my own body starting to turn on itself. Long hours in the lab with little food and less sleep. Dreams are haunted. My waking hours are etched with the imprint of every single frayed nerve. Stella, what you doing out here? Told me we gonna run some tests, and then just kinda wandered out. Oh, of course. We should go back inside. Stella. Teresa, I'll be blunt here. My precious little time and far too much to do. Okay, Bess, I got you. We can... You see the lines deepen in her face as she works through the same problem I've been grappling with since I started to notice the tissue degradation 2 days ago. Constellation is inevitable. Or conclusion. Oh shit, this sucks. Yes, situation only deteriorates further. Made every effort I can, but this is... I need at least 2 weeks for the eye alone. And that would be just for finding a suitable substitute on top of the transplant itself. Not to mention the care required after the fact to ensure that everything took. Suppose I could work on finding a heart at the same time. Perhaps we could manage it. How long does she have? A week, perhaps a week and a half if I'm careful. After that, the ability of the body to maintain homeostasis upon revivification will be compromised. Boss, why's she gotta have a new eye? I feel something drop out inside of me when she says it. Water breaking on a pregnant pause as I turn it over my head. What do you mean? She's got one good eye, right? Yes, of course, but I have a friend with one of them glass eyes, and it looks just like the real thing. It's time to piece now. It's a piece of slot into place. A simple glass eye. But no, it's not. I can't. This isn't. She deserves better than that. Deserves to be just as perfect as she was before. But she's running out of time. You good, boss? Yes. I can help you find a good one. Stella, she'll look perfect just like she did, promise. Turn the idea over in my mind. It could make the difference between Sinclair's rebirth and a corpse rotting away before I can finish my work. Teresa is right. I believe I have something that would suit her. Claire, I will freely admit to some degree of obsession over the matter of your eyes. Compare them to the moon seems to do them injustice. To even try to find a heavenly body that resembles death, then feels like it verges on blasphemy. I spent hours contemplating the color alone. The way that they reflect light, the way that they holes and flecks of the iris spun themselves around. I had at one point made an attempt to recreate a copy of what I observed in glass. Crude medium compared to the real thing, but something that helped to externalize my feelings. Thought I might give it to you one day. I suppose in a way I am. The process of installing a glass eye is significantly less time consuming than the grueling act of performing surgery. That's not as simple as just pop it in there, but not that far off either. You good, Estella? Better than good. Ecstatic. And facing down the possibility that my task might ultimately be impossible. But now... Yes, Teresa. While it may not be a perfect match... Oh, looks just like it. I know what she means. She's only trying to comfort me. But I can tell the difference. Thank you. It will do, at least for the time being. Now we have the matter of the heart to discuss. Yeah, that we can't quite make out of glass. Claire, did you know that there are over 60,000 million miles of blood vessels in the human body? Enough to circle the globe twice over. I still have enough for non-stop from New York to London. All of it converges on the heart. A divine terminus of the human experience. What a cruel joke. It'd be borrowing time on credit. Teresa's flash of insight might have zeroed the balance, but there was still the heart. Once more onto the breach. Once more and this whole grisly business will be done. Do you remember when we first got together? You told me you wanted to show me the stupid old cartoon you used to watch as a kid. I can't remember the name. Danger Dingo, or some insipid name like that. There was this catchphrase that the main character had. there's dangerous deeds that need doing. And he said it in the goofiest voice. Did my best to try an impression of it, because I was so in love with you. Tried to keep it in, but eventually you smiled. And then you laughed. I was so hopelessly in love with you. Embarrassingly so. My darling Sinclair, my everlasting moon. I finally see a light forward at the end of the tunnel. Everything is coming together. You are on the cusp of revival. Skin unblemished, arms restored, body made whole by science, nigh indistinguishable from magic itself. There's only one piece remaining, that storied centerpiece of life itself, the heart. We're almost there. What once seemed impossible is now on the verge of realization. But first, there's dangerous deeds that need doing. Marla rises up above me once more, feeling more and more like a taunt as the time ticks away. Heart is the last piece I need, a final obstacle in my path, a unique challenge. The heart I selected was unsuitable, or unsuitably preserved. The crisis had set in. Choices array themselves before me. Either I can return to the morgue and take a pick of cadavers before they begin to suspect that someone has been pilfering, or perhaps there is another way. Wait to obtain a fresher specimen, familiar enough with the hospital and then lack security to know where certain blind spots exist, to know where one might slip in undetected. Claire, there was nothing I wouldn't do to have you in my arms. No bargains too high, or devil too foul. I say we risk it and go for the ICU, because, yeah, we need something fresh for the heart. The other parts of the bodies we can make do with, but what I've been doing has been ethically questionable. Also just noticed the necklace over to the right and just turned green. Does that mean I chose the right option? Question of whether the desecration of a body to ensure the full and complete life of another is a complicated one. No question I've ever particularly concerned myself with, but now what I'm about to do crosses into the territory of truly abominable. And Claire, my moon, there's nothing I wouldn't do to have you in my arms again. Walk the halls of the intensive care ward, clad in white, a spectre of grim portent. Charts outside each room give me all I need to know: health, lifestyle, how close they are to death. Like a balance of the scales, weighing devil's bargain. Inside a room, steady sound of a heartbeat monitor, like a push and pull of regulated breathing. Body sits motionless, draped in the rough hospital sheets, hooked up to wires, tubes, and ventilators. Body whose brain has long since expired. Body that's no longer a person. But you, Sinclair, my moon, you are a person. So I draw a curtain across the side of the bed. Isn't that just going to alert the doctors that the guy died? Work begins. Made my way back to the lab. The only obtained heart safe in a styrofoam cooler. Oh, okay, cool. We didn't get caught, I guess. I can practically hear it beating in my hands. Telltale heart that gives my crimes away. Oh, hey, Laura. Stella, I've been looking for you. Laura, what are you doing here? I'm texting you, but you haven't been responding. Check my phone. Cool lump of metal and glass sitting dead and silent. Can't remember turning it off. Sorry, I was busy. Barry must have died. What's wrong? She helps pulling a spare strand of hair out from in front of her eyes. Just got worried, Starshine. No, you haven't been sleeping or eating anything, besides packaged garbage. That's not entirely true. Stella. Look, Laura, I can assure you that I'm fine. Please, don't worry about me. I just have some work to do, that's all. Narrows her eyes for a fraction of a second. Then a normal good cheer sets back in. Thank goodness. Okay, just promise me that after you're done you'll get some sleep. Yes, of course. Take care, Laura. You too, Starshine. Alone in the lab now, dim yellow light glinting off the instruments and the fixtures. It's more of a green to us, but flick of a switch floods the room with a brilliant light of the working lamps. You can smell the faint tang of halogen bulbs burning dust as they warm up. Preparations have become second nature by now. Pulling Sinclair's body out of the freezer, preparing the tools on the table, pulling Teresa over so we may begin. As I wait, I sit the cooler with the heart down on the side and settle on a nearby stool. Stella. Shit, you almost gave me a heart attack. Teresa, go get ready. You have work to do and time is of the essence. She scrubs her hands and arms clean before putting on her fresh scrubs and gloves. Trace my fingers along the curves of Sinclair's body, looking at my own handiwork. You're beautiful, my moon. So at the precipice of success, the only way is forward. Please wait for me, Sinclair. It won't be long now. Teresa, hand me her heart. Hand me her new heart. She reaches into the cooler, carefully creating the heart in her hands. Look down, examining the organ carefully. Less than a few hours ago, this was pumping blood through a living, breathing person. Feel my mouth press into a hard line across my face. Nothing I wouldn't do. This is all for you. Hand me the scalpel. Work of transplanting the heart is tedious, but not overly difficult. Handful of major blood vessels to attach. Handful of hours, the work is done and the chest is closed. Now only one piece left, the seat of the being. Claire's brain, held so carefully for all this time. Uniting the body and the brain is a daunting and lengthy process. Study endlessly of the methods used to reattach the nerve fibers in the excruciating details, all for this moment. Refuse to leave this to chance or guesswork. More time passes. Procedure is done and Sinclair lies before me, whole once more. All that remains is to receive that final divine spark. Stand in the middle of the lab, watching the dawn slip in through the windows. Sweat sticks to my face, creating a pale grime and dead skin. Stale air fills my nostrils, too hot from hours under the halogen bulbs overhead. Despite all that, there's a sudden draft of cold with no wind to herald its arrival. I feel something in the pit of my stomach turn sour. I told you not to do this. And I told you that I need to do this. Just let me go. I didn't want to be reborn. Not now. Not like this. My darling moon. Estella? Who are you talking to? Sweet girl, you know the answer. It's right in front of us. Teresa, please stay focused and proceed. Yeah, boss. You got it. She flips a handful of switches, adjusting the dials and checking the readings on the console. Turns to me and gestures to the main power breaker switch. It's all that's left. Stella. Place my hand on the console, smiling. Sinclair, welcome. That was very short-lived. First switch down, connecting the main circuit. Feel the electric hum going right through us. Or through me. Taking the hairs on the back of my neck and standing them on edge. Stella, are you good? Remains to be seen. How are the levels on your end? Stabilizing, boss. Unsteady in the yellow. I was off a brief smile. Good. Keep it there for a moment. Feeling grows more intense. Like I can feel the electricity in my bones. Watching Claire's body with rapt attention, waiting for any signs of life. Hold. Good. Increase the current, 5%. You got it. I can feel a tingling in my stomach. Taste copper on my tongue. Watching Sinclair's body. Yeah, maybe you should be watching your own. Why do I also get the feeling that maybe Sinclair's going to end up showing up in my body and not the Frankenstein monster that we did? Keep holding. Dizzy, I'm feeling dizzy. I'm still watching Sinclair. Wait. I'm watching Sinclair. Shut down the current. Claire's body twitches. Not the involuntary jolt of the electrical shock, but the movement of someone waking from a long sleep. Then she groans. Hey, she's alive! She's alive! What? Where am I? Moon. Claire lifts her arm and opens her eyes, staring at her hand. You did it. We did it. Stella, Sinclair, It's like the realization hits her all at once. Fuck. Holy shit. Teresa, can you please begin shutting down all the equipment? Sinclair, my darling Moon, would you come into the office and sit down with me? She's definitely looking a little different. Shaking, Sinclair grabs my hand and lets me usher her into my office. Her grip is weak, almost feeble, but it's the grip of someone who is alive. Claire, how do you feel? Do you have any nausea, headache? It's all normal, but it would be best to deal with it now. Is this real? Dearest Moon, of course. I told you I would do it. Stella. No, Stella. Please tell me this isn't real. Reach into my pocket and my hands close around the cool shape of the necklace. So that's... Yeah, I had a feeling it was important. Drawing it out, it dangles in my hand. Sinclair stares at it. I saved this for you. Knew that I'd be able to give it back to you. Moon, I'm so happy. All she does is stare at me and the necklace. Hold it down slowly, she bends her head, letting me place it on her neck. Back in its rightful home, just like you, Sinclair. Perfect, beautiful Sinclair. I'm a little tired, Stella. Oh, of course. There's cot set up in the lab, and not the most comfortable, but I insist we stay here, at least until tomorrow. In case of any complications. The rest of the day skips by. Run tests on Sinclair, taking readings, examine everything I can think of. Everything looks in order. Testament to my own skill and Sinclair's indomitable willpower. She's quiet though. The day as if she had still dealing with the shock of suddenly being back among the living. But she's pleasant, making conversation with me and Teresa, smiling from time to time. Don't remember her smiling so freely before. Has it been that long since I last seen it? Perhaps I should count my blessings. She is home after all. China sun goes down again, exalted in a way I don't think I've ever seen before. Clouds on the cot next to Sinclair and I, your partner, cross expression, sleep like the dead. Why do I get the feeling that something bad is about to happen? Wake up with a start. Life is a familiar resting place for me as of late. Something throws me out of equilibrium. Takes a moment to realize what it is. Turn to my side. Sinclair isn't in her cot. It only takes a moment to search the lab. It's not large. See that she isn't inside. I can feel a swell of panic rising up inside me, feeling that grips my heart and squeezes. Rush outside into the early morning. It's still dark and cold. Claire is nowhere to be found. Streets are empty, save for the scurrying rats that dart in and out of the shadows, turning from their late-night excursions. Back in the lab, I begin to search everywhere for some sign of where Sinclair may have gone. Even check the freezer, vain hope that the recent events were all the result of some exhaustion-induced hallucination. But no, she's gone. Finally, I see it. There, on the operating table. The very site where Sinclair was pulled from death's embrace. The necklace. Shimmers in the laboratory's light, sitting imposingly on top of the folded sheet of paper. I don't want to pick it up. Don't want to read on what's on the paper. Don't want this to be real. Everything I did to bring it back. Sinclair. I'm scared. Hands are shaking as I pick up the necklace, feeling the weight of it in my palm. And then the note, that single small sheet of folded paper. Side message penned in your neat, flowing handwriting. My star. I love you for the rest of this life. Don't look for me. Oh, and that's the end. Man, that was quite cool. I like that. Definitely like the visual style and the GUI and whatnot. That was really cool. But I also love the story. It's very well written. But yeah, that was We Belong to the Dead. As we should remain and not be brought back to life, because it kind of throws everything out of whack, and yeah. Usually you can't bring back something from the dead without someone being killed in the process, or dying in the process. But yeah, if you guys want to play this for yourself, the link will be down in the description below, and yeah, we will be moving on to the next game.